Christians. But the Ankesters were like, screw that legal stuff. We are running out of time. Things are coming down the pike, and people need to know the spiritual stuff so they can build up spiritually, because that is what they need to work with. Once they get their spiritual house in order, the courts, the police, the money, and all this other stuff will resolve itself. I've told you about the people that are speaking up on cars, wanting a car, but not wanting a car note, not wanting to spend no money on a car, but wanting a car. Somebody gave them one, fully paid for, 2005. How many of you would like somebody to hand you a Honda Accord? Go back and do what I'm asking you to do. I had one sister that said, you know, Yaffa, I didn't, I heard you, but I didn't hear you. She was talking about issues, you know, unresolved issues that she's having with her mom. And she heard and didn't hear me talk about on June the 2nd when Brother Eaton was on, I gave this simple science on how to get over it. This is how you get over it. You got issues with your father. You got issues with your mother. You got issues with somebody that molested you. You got issues with the so-called white man. You got issues with the so-called black man. You got issues with women or whatever your issue. This is how you get over it. I gave the simple science for that. And the sister said, you know, I didn't even try it because I figured that couldn't possibly work because that was too easy. That's too simple. That's not going to resolve my issues. I said, well, if you were massively traumatized, then you don't want to do 2 seconds of that which bothers you and then 2 seconds of that which makes you smile and laugh and feel good, and then 2 seconds of that which bothers you, and then 2 seconds of that which makes you feel good while your mouth is watering, and then 2 seconds of that which bothers you. What you're going to need to do if you were immensely traumatized is 2 seconds of that which bothered you, 2 seconds of that which makes you laugh and smile and feel good and laugh out loud and makes you smile, and then 2 seconds of that which or who or whatever that bothers you, that makes your stomach go all into knots every time you think about it or them or whatever the case may be. And then 2 seconds of that which makes you feel good and makes you smile and laugh out loud while at the same time filling your mouth water. But after that, rather than go back into 2 seconds of that individual or thing that traumatized you, don't think again on that person or thing that traumatized you. From there, you got to move down to now your hands are warm and you're spending 2 seconds thinking of the thing or the person that makes you laugh and smile while your mouth is watering and your hands are warmer. And then you go into 2 seconds of thinking about that which makes you smile and laugh and feel good while your feet are getting warmer. So now your mouth is watering, your hands are warmer, your feet are warmer. And go through the science that way and keep focusing on the next 2 seconds, that which makes you feel good, and the next 2 seconds, that which makes you feel good, and come up the body, like I said, and write this down. Write this down and write the word mouth, like the mouth that you open or you stick your lips out to kiss somebody, your mouth. Write M-O-U-T-H, draw an arrow from mouth. Next to mouth, write hands. Draw an arrow from hands. Next to hands, write feet. Draw an arrow from feet. Next to feet, write stomach. Draw an arrow from stomach. Next to stomach, write chest. Draw an arrow from chest. Next to chest, write neck. A neck, either like the neck that holds your head up on its shoulders, N-E-C-K. From neck, N-E-C-K, write warm all over. That is the order that you're going to do it in. Now, if it's just somebody that kind of bothers you and they get on your nerves and, they knot up your stomach, then you do 2 seconds great, 2 seconds them, 2 seconds great, 2 seconds them. And then it's, 2 seconds great, mouth watering. And then 2 seconds of them. And then 2 seconds of great, hands warm while mouth is watering. And then 2 seconds of them. But if they totally traumatized you to the fact that you almost go into a whole weeping, crying, boo-hoo tirade just thinking about this food, don't do 2 seconds bad, 2 seconds good, 2 seconds bad, 2 seconds good. That's too much energy on them. Do 2 seconds bad, 2 seconds good, 2 seconds bad, 2 seconds good. And don't focus any energy again on the bad. Just go from the good with the mouth watering to the good for 2 seconds. Now the hands are warm. To the good for 2 seconds. Now the feet are warm. To the good for 2 seconds. Now the stomach is warm. To the good for 2 seconds. Now the chest is warm. To the good for 2 seconds. Now the neck is warm. to the good. Now the whole body is warm, and end it on your whole body being warm all over and your mouth watering. And from then on, every time that person comes up or that thing comes up, you should feel warmer all over. You should feel better about them because you have changed the chemicals that are released in your body when you think about them. You begin to release all of the B vitamins in your body when you think about them. So even now when you think about them, either you're going to get the mouth watering and warm all over, or you're going to think about the person or the thing that makes you smile and laugh and feel good whenever you think about this individual or the incident that bothers you so much. Now, again, for people that don't believe it's going to work, maybe it won't, because you know what they say about belief. If you don't believe it will, it probably won't. But it's a simple science, and it does work. And Brother Eaton testified for you guys, or not testified, stated for you guys that he did it. It took him all of 2 minutes, maybe 3, to do it on 2 separate individuals, and it worked. And now he has no problems, because before, one of these individuals, every time he thought of this individual, it was just bad physiology. The whole body went on some whole other stuff. Now it's all great. And it's really a simple stuff. The stuff I'm giving you guys is not complicated. What is complicated is you doing your due diligence. Now, the science of getting over it, anybody can do it. If that'll make you feel better, you can tell anybody and their mama how to do this 2 seconds science of mouth, hand, feet, stomach, chest, neck, getting over it. They don't have to watch any YouTubes of me. They don't have to listen to any blog talks of me. They don't have to take any salt baths. They don't have to do any mantras of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, si. They don't have to do anything except that. That in and of itself will make them feel better about a lot of the things that have traumatized them. Brothers that were incarcerated that got raped in the prison or whatever. Any of this kind of stuff, you can get over it. It's real quick. Now, that doesn't make it go away, but that changes the way your body and your energy responds to it when it comes across your thought pattern. When you change the way you feel about a thing, that changes the results that happen in your world about everything. Having said all of that, there was something else I wanted to share with the listening audience about. Oh, there was a sister I spoke to who contacted me, and, you know, the first time things didn't quite register correctly, and went back and tweaked the information, and tried it again. Took a salt bath and said, you know, I need some cash, I need some money, and I need a sizable amount of money. I don't want no chump change. You know, I need a sizable piece of money. Now, for some people, the amount she got is chump change, and for other people, it's a decent amount. But then she said, okay, I had issues with my mom, and I needed to address those issues with my mom, you know, just for me. So she went and spoke with her mom and got a lot of things off of her chest with her mom for herself, because she needed to do that for herself. When it was all said, she didn't ask her mom for anything, didn't ask for a dime. She had done her salt bath, done her sounds, cleaned up the whole process of doing it to make sure she was saying what she needed to say. Before she left out of there, her mom handed her a $2,000 check that was already made out and signed and filled out and ready to give to her before she even showed up. So I'm saying to you guys, it's simple stuff, and because it's so simple, it probably seems like it won't work or like it's not working. It does work. It is working. It will work. And if you're doing it and things are not going right, you need to contact me so I can help you clean up the way you're putting it out there, because if it's going backward, then you're doing something wrong. Does anybody have any questions before we conclude? We have approximately 20 minutes left.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This week, I was in a situation, you know, my job, and I travel. I had where we were at, we had no electricity for 3 days, but I was fine. Everything was peaceful. We all used candles. I got back to my apartment, and, you know, electricity, everything running, and I have all these feelings that, you know, it came back to me, and I don't know why I'm upset or angry, you know, and it was just really weird, because I thought I would be, you know, angrier without power. But now that you know, when you come back to the city, your apartment, everything is like so intense, and you can feel all kinds of vibes that's going around you.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to the show, and I just want to thank you for all you've done and all the information that you have been giving out to all the listeners. And there's so many people in the chat room, and they really appreciate you. And they actually do have questions for you. And I wish people would call in and state their question.
If they don't want to call in, I don't know why they're not calling me. Because if there's I've been told that when we first started this show, we started off with over 200-something people, I think the first show or something like that, and we have over 500-something people when we were doing the show every week. From one Thursday to the next, we had over 500 people that were downloading the show or whatever the case may be. And that's not a lot of people, but, now that we're doing it every other week, we're still, from one show to the next show, 2 weeks later, we're still looking at over 500 downloads is what I've been told. And I'm thinking, all 500 of these people couldn't possibly have all of this stuff together. I have heard from, if you talk about telephone calls and emails, from January the 27th till now, I'd say there's less than 30 people that have contacted me. And of those, 10 of them have contacted me on a regular basis. And of those, 7 of them are dead serious about what they're doing and are having massively major success at it. And every now and then you hear me talk about them. So the other 480 or 470, or what the heck are you doing? Or who the heck are you? But, I was waiting on your question. I didn't hear the question. But I will say this to you. You said you got into your power, and the more you get into your power, the more, when you come back into the city, the more anger issues that you're experiencing.
Yes, a lot of anger.
A lot of it is not yours. That is why I said take the salt bath, do the sounds, and you don't like the sounds that much. I know you may do them, but you said it gets on your nerves when your significant other does them. So it's like, if you guys are in the car and he's doing it, you should be doing it with him. However, I don't know if you're doing them enough, or even if you are, if you put up your energy egg of security, if you put up a purple and or gold egg of security to keep other people's stuff out. Because the faster you spin your chakras, the more stuff that spins in, it gets sucked in, because they're vortexes. The more stuff that goes into them and the more stuff that comes out of them. Speaking of vortexes, it just came to me. Hold that thought. Individuals who have toilets, and that should be everybody. Let me explain to you the science of the toilet so that you quit screwing up. If I haven't given it before, I don't know what I've said because I can't go back and hear my shows. A toilet is a spinning, spiraling vortex when you flush it. As with all vortexes, energy goes into the vortex, energy comes up out of the vortex. All toilet lids should be kept down in a household at all times, especially if the bathroom is connected to your bedroom. Many people have bathrooms where you have to go through the bedroom to get to the bathroom. A toilet has to be always closed because it's an energy vortex. And especially before you flush it, make it your absolute business to shut the lid on the toilet before you flush it. Because energy goes in, energy comes out. And most people are not aware that when you flush a toilet, so much stuff flies up out of it. And if you start closing your lid, you'll see it. When you open the back of your lid, you'll start seeing shit splattered up on the back of the lid from where you flush the toilet. But if you don't close the toilet lid, a lot of this crap is going to fly up out of the toilet and land on everything in the environment. Your toothbrushes that are on the counter, the knobs where you wash your hands, the soap, the face towel, all this stuff is going to have fecal matter and urine on it, and you're just going to be reinfecting yourself because you don't understand the science of a vortex, which is what melanocytes are, which is what chakras are. And that's all I want to say about that. But my bad, I'm digressing. Go ahead.
Um,